We've received some phone calls from some of our leaders within our community environment, our chiefs and councils, and they've had some discussion. We've had some discussion about the challenges that occur at a community level, and what the discussion was about teen suicide, and the large numbers of our teen members who were committing suicide in our communities, and the general lack of what I would call hope and faith that things can change within that environment. And as we talked about this, we really identified that there was a lot of key and very pertinent issues that are there with respect to the dynamics at the community level, and that education was important, that ensuring that our social structures were properly adapted, that our housing situation was better, that our full infrastructure for development was properly administered to. And the one key thing that really kept coming up with the discussion was the issue of how do we give faith back to the community? How do we give faith back to our youth, our children who are challenged at an early age, and how do we get the adults that are there to really maybe look at defining their future differently. And I think a lot of this has to do with that what you would call lack of faith in being able to be something beyond what is normal at a community level. And so we started really looking at that and talking about how do we make change occur, and how do we make things better so that the full community is starting to heal itself. And one of the key things that we talked about was definitely culture, making sure that culture was a core component of whatever was happening, and also to look at economic activity as the other component. So culture, education, economic activity, and having a full combined community plan that would be able to address a lot of the pertinent issues. So as we talked a bit about this, we also identified that that the key thing that we really need to be doing is looking at bringing in additional resourcing so that there's opportunity for the youth and the future development within that community environment, because everybody's aware that within our environments there's real third world conditions. So as we were talking about this, the key component here was that there needs to be economic activity occurring within a community environment, within external environments, i.e. On a regional, provincial, and a national level. And a lot of this has to be led and initiated by the community groups that are there, i.e. the band, any of the community entrepreneurs that are out there. Look at whether or not they have access to the developmental processes. How do you look at developing infrastructure within a community environment, and then also looking at it from a different perspective, because as we're talking, a lot of our youths are leaving our community and they're migrating to the city, and they have no future there either. So how do we develop something that's going to be able to really empower the community as much as possible, but also look at the opportunities that need to be there for our urban youth. So the key component here throughout the whole process was really focusing on economic development, focusing on getting sustainability, community sustainability occurring, and external sustainability occurring, so our youth actually have a future. So those were some of the major components and the major what you would say factors that kept coming up is that there needs to be more happening at our community level. And there are a lot of opportunities. There are a ton of opportunities, and this is what I was relating to the chiefs and the councillors that I was talking with, is that there are a ton of opportunities that we need to really look at from a different perspective and be able to take control of that initiative on our own or in joint venture processes or whatever, because the key thing is you have to be responsible for yourself at a community level, and the community needs to be responsible for itself. So it's moving that whole economic activity forward and making sure that there are positive outcomes that will affect our youth. So with that, we're here to help. We're and the key thing here is that we're here to help you up, not to give you a handout. Thank you.